This AIN video is brought to you by Satcom Direct.
Hello, this is AIN, bringing you all the top stories from the 2019 NBAA show in Las Vegas. We've got news of not one, but two new aircraft launched on the eve of this year's show. Plus, a big order has been placed covering two business aircraft types. And we'll be talking to the president of one of the industry's leading manufacturers and to one of his customers, the CEO of a major fractional ownership group. Gulfstream managed to keep its big secrets under wraps until hours before this year's NBAA show opened. At Henderson Executive Airport, it unveiled the new G700 large cabin long-range jet. The new aircraft will be able to fly 8 passengers up to 7,500 nautical miles, connecting New York with cities as far away as Dubai, Tokyo, and Beijing. Gulfstream is introducing the new model to directly challenge rivals in the same class, such as Bombardier's latest Global 7500 jet. At Gulfstream's headquarters in Savannah, the company's engineering team have already built 2 test aircraft, and these are due to begin flight testing in 2020. Deliveries of the G700 are due to begin in 2022. Also, last night, Pilatus revealed its plans for the latest version of its high-performance PC-12 turboprop single. The new PC-12 NGX will feature a redesigned cabin, new avionics in the cockpit, and an improved version of the Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6A engine. Fractional ownership operator Flexjet announced a new deal with Embraer that will see it buying a mix of the Brazilian manufacturer's latest Praetor mid-sized and super mid-sized business jets. The $1.4 billion order was announced at a show press conference and also includes some of Embraer's Phenom 300 aircraft. Michael Silvestro is CEO of Flexjet, and Michael Amalfitano next to me here is President and CEO of Embraer Executive Jets. Mike, I'm going to start with you, if I may. Tell us why you've chosen these new aircraft and what are your plans to integrate them into your Flexjet fleet?
So, Charlie, we've been flying Embraer airplanes since 2003. So we've had a long, multi-decade commitment with Embraer. And so we first started flying Phenoms in 2010, and we've been flying Legacy 450s for the last 3 to 4 years. So this commitment to the Phenom, as now the Praetors, is really just a recommitment of our already continued success at Flexjet. So we take our first delivery in 3 weeks. So this isn't some long anticipated, awaited announcement. This is one that we're acting on immediately.
Excellent, very clear. And Michael, Mike here mentioned the Praetor, so let's talk about that. What does that aircraft bring to the market? What have you changed here in the value proposition?
That's a great question. So right now, it's all about being disruptive. You have to be able to deliver for your customer. And the ultimate experience is demonstrated by performance, and Praetors right now are delivering best-in-class industry performance in terms of its technology and its range. So the Praetors allow you to connect city pairs in the United States with the Praetor 500 corner to corner, like Miami to Seattle or New York to Los Angeles, and do it very fast, faster than the Latitude. And the Praetor 600 allows you to span the ocean, and this gives you characteristics of being able to connect Europe and the United States either direction any day, or connect North America, South America, or South America to Europe. So very exciting performance characteristics that leads our customers to have a best-in-class experience.
And of course, performance is one part of what the technology brings. How about things like operating costs? I mean, are these going to be more efficient? Mike here's got to make money flying these things.
Absolutely. So I don't know if you had the experience with the Legacies and the Phenoms, but one of the advantages that the Embraer product brings is one of the lowest operating costs of any of the marketplace. Also the highest residual values. The Phenom 300 has the highest residual value of any product in the marketplace. So we like to think that we are already doing a very good job of delivering the value proposition in terms of operating cost, and most importantly, where you get the value of operating cost is making sure it's available. And one of the things that has helped us with our Flexjet relationship is making sure our support network is delivering the support that's necessary to keep the aircraft flying. So you can have savings in operating costs, but it doesn't do anything if you're you're not creating revenue in terms of the marketplace. So we do a very good job of making sure we do that.
Excellent. That's very clear. Now, Mike, the other day, an analyst was chatting with me. He said, the fractional ownership sector is doing really well of late. It's really strong performance there, possibly even better than some aspects of the charter market. Is that what you're seeing? And if so, what do you think is happening here? Why is fractional ownership so hot?
So Charlie, that is the case. As you can imagine, we track market statistics very thoroughly. So if you look at it, all 135 flying so far year to date is relatively flat, but the fractional segment is up almost 6%. And if you look inside of FlexJet, I'm almost 20% ahead of plan year to date through the first 3 quarters. So I think what that tells me is, number one is the marketplace is receptive. I mean, think about it. Everybody talks about the shared economy today. We are the ultimate shared economy, and we've been around for 30 years. So perhaps maybe fractional and the whole concept was a way ahead of its time. And then I would tell you, inside of FlexJet, the marketplace is responding to our Red Label program. We have dedicated crews that only fly single aircraft types, that actually a specific aircraft. It replicates whole aircraft ownership in a shared economy. And we have very unique interiors, kind of artisan designed, and we're committed to having the youngest fleet in the sky. And so at FlexJet, we pick what we feel like are the best airplanes in category for our airplanes, and that's why we've chosen the Phenom 300 and the Praetor 500 in our light and mid-sized offering.
Excellent, thank you. Now, let's end with the sort of 36,000-foot big picture view, Michael. Last couple of years, it seems like the whole business aviation sector has been in a very robust place. It's really been in growth mode. But of course, if you read the business news, there are people worrying now about changes in the economic environment. What's your viewpoint? Do you think we're possibly at a sort of a tipping point or a place where the tide is turning in the market, not necessarily as we'd want it to? What's your perspective?
Yeah, I would disagree. I think in terms of whether we're going to be turning to some sort of negative approach, I recognize that we've had a decade-long downturn, long-time recovery, and we're finally seeing signs of a resurgence in the marketplace. And if you look at the gamma results that have come out through 6 months, and I'm sure that 9 months results will continue, the market is up 6-7% across all of the categories. And so that's been driven by new airplanes. And so when the OEMs make commitments to the industry to bring new technology that delivers higher performance and improved customer experience, that's what resonates in the marketplace, that allows customers like FlexJet to deliver those red label offerings to the marketplace, have mainstay products. That's what the marketplace is sort of taking notice of. And there's many more new aircraft coming to the market, not only from Embraer, but from the rest of the brand competitors. So we like to see that will continue. I think where you see some of the hesitation is recognizing that there are some signs as it relates to consumer confidence, and anytime consumer confidence is involved in this discussion, then you get to sense some hesitation that comes with that, whether that be pending elections coming up in the United States, whether that be tariffs, whether that be just general state of economy. There's some hesitations out there, but we don't see anything that's concerning in regards to what we're doing with our production line and our family of products at this time. This year, as Michael indicated for fractional, likewise for whole ownership, we're having the best year in Executive Jet's history in terms of sales performance in the first 9 months of this year. We have the strongest backlog that we've ever had, and large in part to the transaction, obviously, that we have just announced here today. So we feel very bullish about what we see in the marketplace going forward. Now, that said, we're being very smart, and as Michael indicated, in terms of cautious and prudent and thoughtful, that's how OEMs are behaving in terms of production. That's how OEMs are behaving in terms of introduction of new aircraft. You have to be disruptive. And if you can be disruptive and you can bring new clean sheet designs to the marketplace will absorb that. The last point I'd make is in terms of the used marketplace. The reason why there's always hesitation is the amount of used airplanes inventory for sale. We've had the benefit of that market declining, and we're just starting to see some uptick in terms of used inventory. And those are always early signs of caution as it relates to potential changes in the market.
Excellent. Well, you couldn't have made that clearer. We're very grateful to these two gentlemen. They're both big newsmakers today here at the NBAA show. We're going to have plenty more news from you, for you. If you stick with us at AIN Online, we're going to bring you all the stories from this momentous show. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie.
If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Also, visit AINonline.com and check out our e-newsletters for all the latest on the aviation industry.